there are two things going on there. One, I'll start with what I mean when I say hip hop made me a better feminist, is that when I wrote Chicken Heads, I really wanted to explore this very sort of messy intersection of hip hop and feminism, and how do we define feminism for young black women who are growing up fully immersed in hip hop culture like myself. I didn't see anything in prior feminist discussion that really gave me that point of entry and acknowledged the music and the culture that I came up on. And I found it very difficult at that point to separate myself in any way from hip hop culture. I mean, asking me to do that is like asking me, am I black first or a woman? It was all really one part of a big package. But being one of the first that forerunner of female journalists to write about hip hop, I really was exposed to a lot of behavior in hip hop culture that made it very hard to just take this position of women are the victims and men are the oppressors. I found a lot of the ways that our images in hip hop as women were being exploited were really done with the permission and the complicity of women themselves. And I'll give this example. We really can't talk about how sexist a lyric is or how sexist music is or how sexist a video is and not talk about the motivations of the women who show up to be in the video themselves. So, because no one puts a gun to your head and says, let Nelly swipe a credit card through the cracks of your behind. So there's much responsibility to go around. And rather than try to explore blame in Chicken Heads, I really try to explore the motivations and to say that the struggle to eradicate sexism is really the responsibility of men and women. And, women have to see the places where we are attached to certain kind of sexist behavior because at the moment it feels like it benefits us, that we're attached to certain kind of patriarchy because it feels comfortable. A lot of times we want it both ways. We want to be recognized for being feminist, for being empowered, but at the same time we also have very conflicting desires, and some of them have a lot to do with men who are going to show up, men who are going to pay the bills, men who are going to take care of us. So I find all those kind of messy things really interesting and important to talk about, and hip-hop puts them up in your face in a way that makes them very difficult to ignore. So it never allowed me to get in this very comfortable position of men are the oppressors and women are victims. I find that those roles switch and intersperse in very interesting